only these two steps will get executed. Okay. Now I'll try to identify this object with the help of other location technique. Okay, when you spy on this email, okay, till now I have seen here, right? So come down. Sorry. Problems. Okay. See here in the entire code, one part is highlighted with blue. That is nothing but a, a part of HTML which is related to this text box. These are the HTML properties which are responsible for that text box. So that's the reason it's highlighted in blue. So what I'm telling is we have an identification technique called ID. Even with that, you can identify the objects on the page, just like XPath. See, now I'll write driver dot find element by what? XPath is done, right? I'll go with ID. So give that ID, give that particular object ID which you are interested, so that your Selenium will point to that ID, I mean to that object. So I am interested here in this ID, this box ID. Okay, come to the HTML properties of that box which are highlighted in blue and check for ID property, name, value, tab index, text, class, ID. Okay, this is a property. So what is the value for that ID? Email, right? ID equals to email. So take this email and go back to your code and write it here. That's all. Now we are telling just find out the element in the page which have this email ID. Okay, so this box have ID as email, so it will get identified and mouse will go here. Once it went, as usual again we have to send keys, I mean to enter something. Dot ID, it's same thing. Okay, now password ID if you want. Okay, come to the blue highlighted HTML properties and ID is pass. Fine, cool. So before we running, we'll see one more property here, one more object identification technique. We'll run all together because every time it's taking time to invoke, right? You can also find an object with the help of property called name. With the see ID is one of the object identification technique. In the same way, you have also name. For example, come back to this and spy on the email. Does it have name? See, developer will assign some HTML properties to the this email box. So identify these properties with the blue highlighted one and check is there any name property, because that is one inbuilt Selenium identification technique. If those both matches, then you can use this name property and then you can use it here to identify your email box. Okay, of course ID is there, XPath also is there, but just I'm telling in how many ways you can identify a particular object on the page. Yeah, you have name here. Again, it's email. So what I'll do is by dot name. Okay, as I told you, name is one of the object identification technique. And right? So for email text box, it's taking name property, name identification technique, but for password, it uses ID. Okay, for password, it uses ID technique. And now you can, if there is something called link in the page, without any identification technique, without any property, you can directly click on that link with the help of this link text. Okay, just copy this text and tell Selenium that go and click on the link with this text. So it will take this text and it will identify the entire page for the, for which links it have this text, and will click on it. Okay, I'll show how it. Dot find element by dot link text. Okay, that's what I'm telling you before. So if you write this, it's link text is one of the identification technique. It's just like XPath, name and ID. Okay, so this is a link, right? Copy the text, entire text, and give it here. Okay, now you are saying identify an element with this link text. With this text, and click on it. Okay, but this functionality works only if that is link. Only it can work if that the text is linked. If forgot your password is not linked, then it will not identify. You may get doubt, how would I know that is linked or not? Okay, by seeing it you can know, but technically if the way to come to conclusion about whether that particular object is linked or not is spy here and see that in the blue highlighted you have the anchor called A. You have anchor tag. For all the links you have the tag name called anchor A. If that is the thing, that means the particular object you are looking is the text. Okay, just for text, what do we use? There is nothing for just text. For text related things, you need to go with these kind of objects, XPath, name, ID and all. For only links, you have some direct feature called link text. Okay, right. Now I'll run this program. It should run in the similar way as previous run. It should say, it should enter username, but previously we gave XPath, now I gave name identification technique, password using ID, and clicking on the link using link text. Okay, in one go we have covered 3. Let's run this. There is one more left called class name identification. You can also identify any particular object on the page with the help of the class name also. So I'll write here next path ID name link text and also class name. So you know, right, how you get all these 4. It's very simple. Spy on that particular element what you are interested, and you have blue highlighted HTML properties, and verify in that whether you have any matchable things or not. See that user password entered and click on forgot the password. Okay, it's very easy. How you will get all this? Directly when you spy, you will get some blue highlighted, and check whether you have that developer has written given any of the property or not. Take that property and use it in your code and keep on working. Same way, it's simple. So class name, there is one more identification technique. Even with the class name, you can identify the things with the help of Selenium. Again, click, see, do you have any class name here? Yes, this is the class. Okay, you have it here. So you can just simply give as by dot. Okay, I'll write it here. An element by dot. Don't worry about the syntax. Give just dot and verify here what you are interested. If you want to go with XPath, then just click on XPath. Don't worry about X should be given as caps, less. Don't worry about all those. Give dot and check here and click on it. Automatically it will update there. We have seen ID, link text, name, uh, partial link text is just same as link text. Only difference between these two is if you are not sure about entire text, you give just forgot your by saying as partial link text, it will click. That means we are telling I am giving the partial link text here in this page. So go and find the link with the partial text what I have given here and click on it. So link text means you should give entire text, then only it will identify. For partial text, you can just give forgot your. Fine. That's simple. So there's nothing to discuss on partial link text. It's just works same as link text, but you can miss out some question mark. No issue, because you are saying I am giving partial information, so it will identify it accordingly. So by dot class name, right? Even with class name, you can identify an object. That's all. It's very straightforward. Give the class name and send keys again. Now when you run this, it says it will enter same as usual. So to say in straightforward, there is nothing, but we are trying to identify a particular object in an element in different ways. Okay, why I am using these many ways? See, now you have everything. This is the Facebook and the developer have strictly written all the properties. Tomorrow if you go one side, there may be no ID for that. But how you do? There may be name, only name attribute. Okay, then you can use this. Or sometimes there will be only class attribute for that email and there will be no input ID, name and all. Then you can use this. So that's the reason I am giving you all kind of possible ways to identify an object in the element. So you cannot expect to have everything for all the elements. Sometimes some will have only ID, and if nothing is there, you can go with link text. Okay, so that's the reason I'm telling you. As this is Facebook, they have given you all the possible ways, but go and check in other websites. If there is nothing, then go with XPath. XPath is an address. Okay, now these properties are like specific to this like ID, class, value, all these are specific to that. But whereas XPath is, it will start from basic start. It's like address where you exactly stay. For example, you stay at place X. Okay, it will start from your city, town, street. That's kind of XPath. It will give you a hierarchy. So I'm just giving you all these weapons to identify an object. You can use any of them as per your convenience. Okay, so class name, and there is one thing called tag name. There is one more identifier left, that's called tag name. I'll teach that in the next class because it requires one entire class to teach. Okay, it requires some kind of concept which I need to talk. So this concept I'll talk in one entire class tomorrow. Okay, so these are different object identification techniques which are used frequently across. So 99% go with XPath or ID. Sometimes if ID is not unique, for example, this ID keeps on changing. I'll show you. Logon button is there. Fine. It is now you. See, now the ID of this is UOE. But when you close the browser, refresh and log in again, ID will change. There are some dynamic properties. There may be some dynamic properties which change on continuously when you refresh the browser. Then you cannot use that because you say to your Selenium that identify the object with this UOE. But when you run again next time, it will be some other letter here. I'll refresh and try to see. Then Selenium will try to identify that particular thing by UOE, which it cannot find. It will throw error. So if you feel that any property is dynamic, then go with other property. See, for example, if you feel that ID is dynamic, changing every time, then go with safe, secure name. So that's, you have to think in out of box way. Which property use what time? That will come with experience. If you start doing practice, you will get. Go with one, and if there is something like, in my experience, I'll tell. If there is something property which is with alphanumeric, then it will be 99% dynamic only, which changes on continuously. Right now it didn't change. Maybe it is static. I don't know. Okay, it is static. It's fine. You can go directly with XPath or ID. If it's not, you can go with other properties. But if you look at here, type, tab, index, value, all these three properties are not in our list. Fine. Then how to identify this email, if this login button, by assuming that ID doesn't work. Assume that ID doesn't work, then how you would handle this? The rest of the things what we have is not belongs to this our identification techniques. So in this situation, you need to come up with your own XPath. Now you may think that I will go with this XPath, but you see, even this XPath is constructed with the help of this ID only. As ID is varying, however, here also the value varies and XPath will fail. Just think logically. XPath here has built with the help of ID. You found that ID is varying. When ID varies, XPath also varies, as XPath got built in ID here. I mean, there is no rule that XPath should built on ID, but FirePath add-on is giving us an XPath with ID now in this situation, which will not work for us. So that's the reason you should not depend all the times on ready-made XPath. You have to come up with your own XPath. Okay, so 99% you can go with FirePath. This XPath will give us straight away the thing. Okay, but sometimes if something is dynamic, this XPath may fail sometimes. So in that time you have to come up with your own XPath. So how you will write your own XPath for this login button? That's the challenge, but it's very, very simple. Okay, so see why I'm telling that. Now these are the different techniques available for us. Right now ID is not working, ruled out. Name, link text, class name are not, as developer has not given that properties, so ruled out. Finally you have only XPath. Okay, the ready-made XPath which is given by FirePath is also failing because of this XPath is using ID which is dynamic. So in these cases you need to come up with your own XPath. So in tomorrow